The worst kept secret in Formula 1 is finally revealed. Valtteri Bottas is a Mercedes driver. Hello guys and welcome back to This Week in Formula 1. You know, the weekly series where we haven't actually done for about a month. Yeah, sorry about that. A lot has happened in Formula 1, but I just haven't felt it's kind of worthy to make a video on it. It would have only been about 4 minutes long. So it's good that this has happened now and there's a lot of stuff happening so I can make a good sort of 15-minute video on what has happened over really the last couple of days in Formula 1. So, Valtteri Bottas has been announced as a Mercedes driver, which everyone knew was going to happen. I think if you ask any Formula 1 fan, they knew Valtteri Bottas was going to be a Mercedes driver from about maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. It's been pretty much announced since then. So what does this mean for Mercedes and Valtteri Bottas? Well, it means Valtteri Bottas is going to be in a World Championship winning car. He's going to have the chance to now win races, which he hasn't been able to do before. Williams were a good car in 2014, but they weren't a winning car. They weren't able to win races. They were able to get podiums, but that was really it for Valtteri Bottas. They got one pole position with Felipe Massa, but like I said, that was really it. So Valtteri Bottas now has the chance to prove himself up against a former world champion, a three-time world champion of Lewis Hamilton, and in a championship winning car. So he has to perform, but luckily for him, he does have the experience. So I do believe that Valtteri Bottas is going to have a very good first season with Lewis Hamilton. I'm not too sure whether he will beat him or not. We're just going to have to wait and see how testing goes and how the first couple of races go. But I think he's got a good chance, but Lewis Hamilton does have that experience and he is a very quick driver. But it will be really nice and really tasty to see those two drivers go head-to-head against each other. What does this mean for Mercedes then? Well, they're getting a good driver in terms of Valtteri Bottas, so they're definitely happy about this deal, and they haven't really had to pay too much for him. Unfortunately, they have had to let go of Paddy Lowe, which is going to be a huge miss for Mercedes. They're going to really miss him, but I think there's enough people in that Mercedes team to be able to replace Paddy Lowe. Now, a lot of people are saying that Paddy Lowe is going to Williams, and in a sort of switch transfer for Valtteri Bottas to go to the team. So they're thinking that Valtteri Bottas has gone one way, and because of that deal, to make sure that deal went through, Paddy Lowe had to go in the other way. So Paddy Lowe off to Williams apparently. It's not actually been announced, but he apparently is on his way to Williams. So that will be nice to see. Paddy Lowe, very experienced. He's done a lot of Mercedes. Can he do something similar with Williams? It's going to be a bit tougher because obviously Mercedes are a factory team and they have a lot more money than Williams do. But it will be very interesting to see exactly what Paddy Lowe can do at that team. Who else is going to Williams then? Who is replacing Valtteri Bottas in that team? Well, Felipe Massa. Felipe Massa is joining Williams once again after retiring at the end of 2016. After, you know, blooding his eyes out at the Brazilian Grand Prix, thinking it was going to be his last home Grand Prix after crashing out then. He's coming back for one more season. Now, at least his retirement lasted just a little bit longer than his World Championship. What does this mean for Pascal Wehrlein though? Well, Pascal Wehrlein was tipped first off to get that seat at Mercedes. A lot of people were saying it was between Pascal Wehrlein, Esteban Ocon, or one of the Sebastian Vettel or Fernando Alonso. That's what everyone was saying, who would get that Mercedes seat. Now it's apparent that Valtteri Bottas will be driving for them next season. So what does that mean for Pascal Wehrlein? Well, he could have stayed at Manor, but Manor are having a little bit of money issues. We'll get to that in a minute. Pascal Wehrlein is on his way to Sauber, which is a bit of a weird one. Sauber are another team like Manor, right down the bottom. You're not really moving up a step. You would expect for Pascal Wehrlein to maybe be wanting to step up once more, but unfortunately he's sort of making a sort of switch sideways. He's just going from Manor here to Sauber over here. That's all he's really doing in terms of switching teams, but Manor do have that money issue, so that could have been a reason why he made that switch, but we'll get to that in a minute. But does that mean that Sauber are going to be getting engines for 2017, Mercedes engines? They are currently going to be running on 2016 Ferrari engines, which is a bit of a strange one, but I'm not too sure whether it's a little bit too late for them to have Mercedes engines. But it's only been announced today that Pascal Wehrlein will be driving for Sauber next season, so we could see something develop in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, that they will be using Mercedes engines for next year. Now, Manor. Okay, so I've mentioned this already before in this video. Manor have come out and said they've had money issues. Now, they had these before at the end of 2014 season, and now, unfortunately, are having them once again. For the fan favourite team, everybody loves Manor. I'm pretty sure most people in Formula 1 love the Manor team. I don't see how you can not really love them. They're right down the bottom. They're working their asses off to try and do something in Formula 1, even though it's not quite working for them at the moment, like when they got that point in Austria. Huge huge milestone for the team. A lot of people are happy for them. And I think, yeah, a lot of people do like Manor. So they would like them to see them get over these money issues. They've had an administrator. And now, apparently today, it looks like there is a new offer on the table to take over Manor, which is really exciting for them. It's really exciting for the team. And hopefully that offer can go through so that we can see the Manor team on the grid for 2017. But we're just going to have to wait and see how the one develops, because it's a bit touch and go at the moment. It's very close to when the 2017 season could be starting. And it is a big loss for Manor, because Manor say that they were working on the 2017 car since January. So that is a lot of time and a lot of effort to go into one car that may not even run on the grid. So that could be really disappointing for the team. So what else has happened in Formula 1 over the last couple of months, days, weeks? Well, every single driver's Twitter and Instagram is just full of them hitting the gym right now. They are working their asses off to try and get ready for the 2017 cars. The 2017 cars apparently are going to be a lot harder to control for the F1 drivers. So they are beefing up. They're getting a bit more muscle. I think the weight has increased for the allowance of the cars. They are allowed to beef up just a little bit, but they're definitely putting their time and hours into the gym to try and get ready to handle these cars, with Carlos Sainz coming out and saying that he's expecting the worst for these cars. So that just shows you how much these drivers are trying to put in to try and handle them. And this made for quite some interesting banter between Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean over on Twitter, which was quite interesting to see. It's nice to see from F1 drivers having a little banter, because, you know, social media in F1, it's not quite used as much, so I'm glad that they're now starting to use it. They definitely are lacking behind, though, from Formula E, who had their first E-race, which I don't know whether I can talk about this in that video. I mean, this is more F1, but I suppose we might as well. E-race in Formula E. And what could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong apart from the person who actually won the race didn't win the race? So it was a bit of a confusing one, the Formula E race. And if most of you guys probably do watch Formula E, but if you don't, there is a thing called a fan boost. So if you vote for your favourite driver, there you get, I think it is 3 seconds of a bit of a boost added to the car to make them go quicker. Now, the guy who was running in third decided to use it as the 2 guys ahead of him went into the pits, but it got stuck. There was a bit of a glitch, and he ended up using it for 6 laps, not just 3 seconds, for 6 laps. And so he's at the fastest lap of the race, which then got him 10 grand, and then he overtook the 2 leaders, which got him 200 grand. So in the end, he won 210k, but then they figured it out that there was something wrong, and I think he got dropped back down to third and got the fastest lap taken away from him, and I think it went back down to 100k or maybe less. I think it was like 50k that he actually won. So yeah, nothing really went wrong in the Formula E race, E Live, Vegas Grand Prix, whatever you want to call it. But it was entertaining still, watching it all on Twitter and the Twitch and everything like that. So that was pretty entertaining. And that is pretty much it for the last couple of weeks. There's probably some stuff I've missed out, and if I have, don't forget to leave it down in the comment section below. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this video, share the video with your friends, and also subscribe if you haven't already done so. Follow all my social media networks, they're all over the screen right now, down in the description as well. But I'll see you next time with another video. Until then, it's goodbye from me.